This is LEGO set 7181, the UCS TIE Interceptor. Released simultaneously with the UCS X-Wing, they were the very first sets in the Ultimate Collector Series line for LEGO Star Wars. And since I recently picked up the Venator, the newest set in that line, it made me want to look back on the TIE Interceptor. It came out in 2000 for $100. Accounting for inflation, it would cost $178 in today's money. But good luck finding one for anywhere near that, because just look at these listings online. And while it looks big in size, it's a mere 703 pieces, a far cry from sets these days. I don't have the very first X-Wing, so this is the oldest UCS set that I own. And since it's rumored to be re-released as one of the upcoming UCS sets in 2024,
a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one.
I thought it'd be fun to revisit this and look at how far LEGO has come. 24 years is a long time after all. The immediate standout to me is the color scheme of black and blue, something that was common in Star Wars toys back then and had more to do with having the art pop, but also the bluish color back when the ship first appeared in the original trilogy. But I'm curious, do you prefer the pop of the black and blue, or do you like the more typical black and gray Imperial colors that Star Wars has today? Let me know in the comments. I, for one, would be curious to see how this would look in the newer sand blue color. The build itself is pretty straightforward. You start with the cockpit, which has quite a few printed pieces in it that add detail. There's also this pull-out mechanism and seat for a pilot, although figures weren't included in UCS sets back then. You then move on to the center, lower, and upper wings twice, and while I really like the nice parts usage with the spear gun, telephone, and shovels, the standout to me was this graded piece for what the manual describes as a solar array wing. We finish up with the pedestal for display. One of my favorite aspects of this set is the ability to have the Interceptor tilt back so it looks like it's in flight. This set hardly has any Technic in it, but this was a great use. I know I'm likely in the minority, but I love Technic in sets. It brings a lot of stability and motion, and I'm hopeful that the future version of this set will incorporate more in some way. A final minor thing to mention is the manual. It's far different from what we see in today's sets. As you go through it, it sort of feels like you're reading the blueprints of the design. On the final 2 pages, we get specs of the design, some lore and information of the ship, and even an alternate build, which we really don't get these days. Overall, the set does look a little bit dated, but that's to be expected for something as old as it is. It makes me wonder what improvements we'll see in the future, but also, how will we look back on the sets that are being released these days a decade or 2 from now? As for me, while I am excited for the re-release of this set if the rumors are true, now that we have a Venator, what I really want to see, what's at the very top of my wish list for the UCS line, is a TIE Defender, preferably with a Thrawn minifigure in it. One can dream. This was my first review for anything Star Wars related for the channel. I've done one other review-ish before for the bookshop, so let me know if you liked it or not. I'm trying out new things for the channel, and feedback really helps. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.